Hey, what's good YouTube? It is your boy Fourth and Goal, and I am back again with another video. First things first, if you hear like a little weird noise, it's these bugs outside, but I'm gonna still record because the 53-man roster has just been finalized for every NFL team, and man, it was some good trades. It was a lot of roster moves being made, and I'm super excited for my Eagles. This video is talking about the Eagles. On my next video, talk about like different teams and stuff, but man, I got some question marks for our team, but I'm super confident in our team, and I do think that we can win the NFC East. But there are some question marks, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so first off, we gotta start with the offense, right? The team that's going to score points. Obviously Jalen Hurts, he's the quarterback one. Obviously, Marcus Mariota, I thought he was going to get cut mainly because I thought Tanner McKee was the better quarterback than the preseason, and I thought McKee would be the second quarterback, and that's it. I did not think we were going to have three quarterbacks on the roster, or at bare minimum, McKee would be the practice squad quarterback. So, I do think that we should let go of Marcus Mariota, so that way we can open up a spot for another position, which we're going to talk about real soon. Now at running back, obviously D Swift. I thought Kenny Gainwell would be the running back too. I'm on ESPN, so it has Swift and then Penny, Gainwell, and then Boston Scott. I thought Kenny Gainwell would be the number two, mainly because he's been in the system longer, and he's like our speedy back, which we used him a lot. Yeah, we used him a lot in the receiving game. So I guess Rashard Penny is like our heavy back, our goal line back. I'm not really mad. I think they can be interchanged between 2 and 3. But Boston Scott, obviously, he's a little spark plug, the little Corey Grant of the Jacksonville Jaguars, but for the Eagles, again, just a little spark plug. Our receivers, again, obviously AJ Brown and Devontae Smith being 1 and 2, but the third guy, Quez Watkins and Alameda Zacharias. I thought Zacharias would be the slot guy, a really shifty slot guy. Again, I said him in a recent video. He's a polished, fast receiver. He's not the fastest, but he is a lot more polished than Watkins, I think, and he is very shifty. He does have a lot more experience than Watkins, so I thought he'd be the number 3 guy. But again, they can be interchangeable. Week 1 is not here yet, so again, this is ESPN, so they can change during our first game versus the Patriots, or during the season could get benched or could get traded. We really don't know, so that's going to be a really interesting position battle during the whole season. Is the slot guy between Watkins and Alameda Zacharias, so I can't wait to see that during the season. I think they had a pretty good battle during training camp, so now let's see it during the season. Now, before we go forward to our tight ends and linemen, I want to back up actually to our running backs, right? Because it was a 5th running back that I did not mention, and that is Trey Sermon. A lot of people have this thing on Trey Sermon. He's a really good running back. He's a good running back, not really good, but he's an average running back, and we have a loaded running back space, like room, and I thought we was going to trade him for some draft capital, but we didn't. I think we just let him go just to walk, but I didn't really see him making an impact on his team. Like, I did not see him getting the ball every now and then, and he's a really good spark plug. Like, no, I mean, I think we did trade him for like a 3rd round or 4th rounder, so I guess there is some like, hey, like, we did put a little bit of risk on him, so we got to play him. But I didn't see bro taking the number 1 or the number 2 spot, if I'm just being honest. D Swift, he's a clear-cut number 1 running back in the NFL. And then again, Penny and Gainwell, they can be interchanged. And again, Boston Scott, he is our spark plug. Like, he's been there for the last 3 or 4 years, and I don't really see anybody taking Boston Scott's spot, not unless he gets hurt and obviously his age. But if Boston Scott's there, I don't see anybody taking his spot, to be honest. Okay, but moving on, going back to the roster and stuff, our tight ends, we made a really good move. I think this is a really good move for us. So obviously, again, Dallas Goedert, he is our number 1 tight end, but what we don't have is a number 2. Jack Stoll, I don't really know too much about him. I heard he's decent, but we got this Albert guy from the Broncos. I don't know how to say his last name, so don't make fun of me. I'm not even going to attempt it. But I heard he's like super fast and speedy tight end, and you're kind of a big body. Pause. I don't see why not. Like, and it's a 7th round pick in 2025, so there really is no risk. He's about 6'5", 258, and I think he ran like a 4.4, I think, in the draft combine a couple years ago. So that's a bonus. Hey, that's a bonus for us, man. That's a high reward, low risk move for us. Okay, so going to our offensive line. Okay, I am super excited to finally, thank you God, to see Cam Jurgens out there. Hopefully I say his last name correctly. I cannot wait, man. So when we drafted him back in 2022, everybody was saying, oh, you know, he's Jason Kelce's replacement, but now he's playing alongside Jason Kelce. Because remember, last year I think was his rookie year. Yeah, and basically, no, 2021. Sorry, 2022 was his rookie year last year, and he got no playing time. And, you know, we lost some guys in the guard position anyways. And so, you know, I think it is time to let him finally play. And, you know, added bonus, if Jason Kelce, Lord forbid, if he gets hurt, Cam Jurgens, he can play that center position because he is a natural center. I cannot wait to see him finally play, man, because I had a lot of high hopes for him. I thought after this year Jason Kelce would retire, but, you know, he's still here, and we got Cam Jurgens still, a really good 2nd round pick from 2022. So excited to see him finally on the field on a consistent basis, man. And obviously Lane Johnson, Jason Kelce, and Jordan Mateo, hopefully says his last name correctly, at our, you know, premier 3 positions, tackle and center. So super excited, man, about our offense. Top 5, top 3 offense. Obviously, you know, we got a top 10, top 5 quarterback. We got a top 5 receiving core or a receiving duo in Brown and Smith. Tight end position can use a little bit of work, but you know, again, Albert, he is a high reward, low risk move for us. So let's see how he does. And Jack Stoll, this is year 3 for him, so, you know, hopefully he makes some noise this year. I'm super excited about that. So let's get straight into the defense, man. So for our defense, okay, you know, our bread and butter is in our front line, and we made a lot of moves this year. Or not a lot, but we made some key moves this year. Last year, I mentioned during the spring that our D line was very old last year, and obviously we added some youth. Obviously being Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter, both in the draft in the 1st round. Jalen Carter, man, I'm about to buy his jersey. I'm so serious. But our defensive line, we got Brandon Graham, Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, Derek Barnett. Don't know why he's still on the team, by the way. Oh, sorry, he did ask for a trade, or the Eagles gave him permission to seek a trade. So hopefully he gets off the team immediately. I don't know why. He should have been off the team like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm just being honest. And then obviously Haason Reddick, the lead sack guy for our team, Nolan Smith. So our defensive line, it has a lot of depth to it. There is one guy that I won't be surprised if he gets moved off during the season, and that is Josh Sweat. And I'll say this because I think Nolan Smith can come in and make a immediate impact. And I'm not saying that Josh Sweat sucks, but, you know, I think there is such thing as too much depth where, you know, some rooms are just too crowded. And granted, defensive line, you know, you could put in 4 or 5 or sometimes 6 guys, but I think, you know, with Josh Sweat contract, I think we can move off of him and you know, try to get some value off him, you know, trying to get some more draft capital. You know, we want to always, you know, look for the future, not always stay in the present, and the next thing you know, we have nothing for the future. I think Josh Sweat is a really good player, don't get me wrong, but I think there is some value that, you know, we can take advantage of and let Nolan Smith play. Or I could be wrong, and, you know, maybe Nolan Smith is a bust, and Josh Sweat, you know, he just has that D-line position forever. You know, maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, that's just my thoughts, honestly. Okay, so now we go to the linebacker core, and this is where I am very, very scared about our defense, man. Our linebacker core, it's a bit questionable. Okay, so first off, we drafted Nakobe Dean last year. We brought in Nicholas Morrow. That's how you say his last name, I think. Nick Morrow, something like that. And then we also brought in like a really, really fast guy, and Tyron Johnson, I think. I'm sorry, Kyron Johnson, Kyron, Kyron Johnson, a really speedy guy, like one of the fastest linebackers in the NFL. Apparently, he has like a 92 speed on Madden, so that's a great user if you want to user him. But he's not on the team anymore. I thought we would use him because, very fast linebackers like that are very rare. I think. I mean, you don't get guys who can run like that. So, very, very questionable on why we cut him. And we brought in obviously Miles Jack. He retired. Gonna be a plumber. I'm like dead serious. There's like an article out there that said that he was gonna be a plumber if he didn't make an NFL roster this year, or if he didn't get a call from the Eagles. So best of luck to him. And then obviously we got the veteran, one of my favorite guys in Zach Cunningham. He obviously made the team. He's our weak side linebacker with Nakobe Dean. Super excited about him, but it's just like that's like the weak area. Like we got Christian Ellis. I think this is his second year. We got Tyreek Maddox Williams. I think this is his second or third year, maybe his first year as an undrafted rookie. Like I guess we don't really have anybody to like come in and make immediate impact if a guy goes down. But we do have some cap space just in case guy gets hurt, or again we can't bring back one of these guys on the practice squad, let them practice and things like that. Hopefully nobody signs them off the practice squad and bring them on their team. So that's the only hope. The linebacker core looks very, very weak. Another thing I can really suggest is Justin Evans, a safety. If he comes down into a linebacker, a very hard hitting safety who can play linebacker. That's the only thing that I can really think of, honestly. But finally for our defense, going to the secondary, obviously again James Bradbury and Darius Slay as our 1-2 corners, interchangeable. Both can be one or two, in various situations. Obviously we've seen that all season. I think our safety position is our second weakest point on the defense. We have Terrell Edmunds, Reed Blankenship, which I did not know. Bro blossomed this training camp. I remember seeing some reports that he was picking off Deshaun Watson numerous times when they came to Philly for a joint practice. And obviously Terrell Edmunds being a little veteran, well, not a little veteran, being a little older guy, he can bring some veteran leadership in that safety room, with Justin Evans being another veteran guy. But we got Sidney Brown. Obviously he's gonna make the team. Our second or third round pick. I think he can develop. I think he needs to work on his coverage skills. Obviously he's probably going to be on special teams throughout the year, and then if Reed or Terrell gets hurt, hopefully he is out there instead of Justin Evans. And I do got high hope for him. I do think he has high upside if he develops correctly, and he just keeps getting better each and every year. Going back to our corners, man. I mean, hey, this is a loaded young room. I'm sorry. Outside of Maddox, he's probably gonna be our slot guy again. But maybe Josh Jobe, he takes over that spot. I'm just saying, man. Josh Jobe, man, give him a chance. That Alabama kid, man. It's his second year. He's a little bit older, so he's not. He doesn't have a lot of room to make mistakes. He is like 25 in like year 2. He did get a draft pretty late. Then obviously Kelly Ringo, Georgia guy. Eli Ricks from Alabama. Dude's been balling out all preseason. Those three guys, Joe, Ringo, and Ricks, man, I'm super excited for those three. Again, Joe being a little bit older, around like 25, he does not have a lot of time to like develop. Like this is his now or never moment. But Ringo and Ricks, I think those guys, man, keep those dudes on the roster. They're especially Ringo, he's like 21. Oh, sorry, they're both 21. So it's like, keep both of these guys, like, let them develop, and let's see what we can do with these dudes. I'm not saying they'll be the next Jalen Ramsey and AJ Bouye duo, but I'm super excited about this, about our defense, and our secondary has a lot of room to grow, a lot of upside, basically. And finally, our punt returners, man, we did cut like all of our punt returners and kick returners. They said Quez Watkins and Boston Scott can be back there, but I mean, Boston Scott, yes, but Watkins, I don't know. I think he did play returner at some point, but he didn't look that great. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I'm super excited for my Eagles, man. 14-3, Super Bowl champions. Let's go. Let's do it.